What's up, New York? New York, it's Elliot Allen, the mental conditioning trainer. Glad to be with you guys. Let's get it on. Have an actual definition for mental conditioning. The actual definition is the strengthening of our minds to enhance our decision-making skills toward our big picture while staying the course. I said a mouthful right there, but in essence, I'm going to give it to you this way. When we increase our mindset, we increase the clarity of our lives. I often tell people we live in a day and age which we're fortunate, and that mental conditioning and mindset is something that everybody knows. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this is not something that people knew, but it's something that everybody knows. But my mission is to get everybody to fully understand what our mindset means to the direction of where we are. Right now, as you can see, I'm in Gleason's gym, the world-famous Gleason's gym, and I'm here to release, for the book release, for my new book, 12 Rounds of Mental Conditioning, Us Against Life, The Big Fight. The only reason why I'm here, the only reason, is because of how I train my mind to be standing in this position. So I encourage everybody out there to take the time. Everybody stop right now. Listen. Where are you standing? Where are you standing in your life right now? Take a look at that and take a look at your mindset. Does it match up to where you want to be? If you need to make the necessary corrections, we have to train for that. It's not easy. I train for that each and every day. Though I train in the mental conditioning gym, I'm also a fighter. We don't have any choice. We don't have any choice in the matter about whether or not we're going to fight, because guess what? When that bell rings, there's an opponent. That opponent is called life. They can fight their behind off. And let me tell you something right now. If you stand there with your hands down, you're going to get hit. You use that analogy about we don't ask to come here. But I'm going to take it a step further for you. And I tell people this all the time. As a parent, you have a job. That is your child's, you are your child's very first mental conditioning coach. Whether you want that job or not, it's yours. So if you decide that you don't want to be here and you leave, you're still training that child's mind. So you do not have a choice about whether or not you're going to fight. The bell will ring, and I promise you, you better be ready. 12 rounds of mental conditioning. As you can see, I am a guy who is just a boxing fanatic. I love the sport of boxing, and so I use that analogy to train not only everybody else's mind, but I use that to train my mind. On Saturdays, I've been watching boxing for over 45 years. And I used to sit there with my dad. He's no longer with us. I sit there with my brother. He's no longer with us. But the lessons that I learned with them sitting there watching boxing was not just about what happened in between these ropes, but it's lessons of life. I saw guys get hit in the ring so hard, they didn't know their mother's name, they didn't know their name, they knew nothing. But I saw them take the necessary steps to get through that round, get back to that corner, get a little water. If they're cut, they're going to close that cut up. And when they come back out there, they come back out there with the sweet science to be able to execute. And sometimes I see them turn that around and get the victory. That's what we want to do for life. And that's what the boxing analogies are so important in this book. And you'll understand it as you guys start to read it. I'm excited for everybody to read those boxing analogies. What I look for, as I mentioned earlier, is clarity. Those of us in life, and that's everybody, no one is excluded from not having clarity in their lives. So you have to train for that. Life is going to deal you many different blows. I just talked about losing my father. I talked about losing my brother. That's a tremendous amount of cloudiness that came to my life. How do I deal with that? How do I continue to go to work? The mental conditioning movement was in full effect when that happened. So how do I continue to deal with life? How do I bring that clarity? I have to train for that. And in the mental conditioning gym, we train off of 4 principles. Those 4 principles are self-evaluation, decision-making, big picture, and staying the course. If you understand that formula, along with the mental conditioning definition, it ain't easy. But when you train on those things, it brings that clarity to your life. So that's what we really focus on. Those are the people that we really look to bring them in the mental conditioning gym when they're in those cloudy modes to bring clarity back to their lives. When you build a house, the most important part of building the house is the foundation. And that clarity is the foundation. So when we have individuals that don't train their mind for that clarity, they don't get themselves into fine mental conditioning, into that fine mental shape, what happens is that as they start to build in life, as they start to address their different challenges, just like a home that's built on false ground, it will collapse. If you have a goal in mind, say, you know what, I really want to be a boxer, but that's maybe your dad's ambition for you. I promise you, it's going to come a time when you get hit in that ring and you're going to get hurt because you're going to say, the hell with this. This guy just hit me. I'm going to lay down on this floor, and the referee, you don't have to count because I ain't getting up. So this is what we mean. Life is the same way. When you get hit in life and you don't build the mental strength to be able to get up, recipe for disaster. So we have the mental conditioning gym, which I believe is the first one, certainly in the East Coast. I'm not sure about the West Coast, but in the mental conditioning gym, we do exactly what I'm doing with you guys right here. We do mental sparring, and I'm very, very proud of that, to be able to have people come to my gym that are looking for that clarity in their lives, and we sit down and we spar. We have programs as well as for couples. I'm a very big family guy, and I understand that mindset is critical to building a family. One of my most proud events that we have in the mental conditioning movement is Couples Night of Love. And we usually do that for couples who have time in, as I like to say. We've had couples that have had 2 years, and we've had a couple that have 50 years in marriage. That takes mindset. And it's a special night because we give special challenges to challenge your mindset, to challenge your big picture, to refocus on your big picture, to let everybody know that person sitting next to you. My wife is down there. You may hear her out there making deals and people paying for the book. She's the one that takes care of that for me. But I have to maintain the big picture that she's the special one in my life. She's the one that when I'm cloudy, me and her have to get clarity together. And so that special night of Couples Night of Love is one of the many programs that we have, and the last one I'll share with you, and this is hot off the press. We've just signed a deal to go up to Muhammad Ali's original training camp that he constructed himself in 1972. The place is so powerful because it's still intact. Every piece of integrity that he maintained for the place is still there. So it's mental and it's physical. And I can't wait to do workshops up there because my heart starts beating the minute I walk into there. His mindset was just legendary. I mean, end it with this. Muhammad Ali said there's only two kind of people in life. There's those that stand still and there's those that's willing to take a stand. But when you take a stand, you have to be willing to pay the price for it. I want you to really understand that and understand that big picture, decision-making, self-evaluation, and staying the course goes into you being able to take a stand in life. So the key thing, again, is going to be clarity. We want to be able to make sure that everybody is finding that direction in life, whether it's career, whether it's your marriage, whether it's your finances. This book right here is going to give you a situation, put you in a position to where you can identify first and foremost where you're at. Sometimes we get knocked down. That's okay. But we have to first identify that. Then we can learn how to get up. Sometimes you're actually in the thrill of victory. You got to identify that and then understand, how do I stay here? Sometimes you're in the agony of defeat. You got to understand that I took a loss here, but how do I turn this around? So that's what we do. That's what this book does. It gives you those tools. Each and every round is special. It gives you the tools to be able to get to the destination in life, identify them, and move on. I talked a little bit earlier about Muhammad Ali's camp. This is the month of June. And we have the very first workshop we're going to be doing up there is going to be a men's workshop. I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously, I'm a man and I'm very passionate about men's mindset in today's society. It's becoming a real big challenge for us. So we're going to go up there. We're going to train extremely hard. That's going to be June 21st. So if you're interested, go to www.mentalconditioningmovement.com and you'll be able to get all the information. We're going to be leaving out of New York. If you can get up to Pennsylvania, you go ahead and get up there. We'll see you up there because the training is going to be hard. It's going to be heavy. But the work that we do, the work that we put in is essential, particularly for us as men and leaders of our homes, leaders of our marriages, and leaders as parents. It's very important to be able to mentally train and be ready for that. So you're going to go to our website, www.mentalconditioningmovement.com. You're going to find all the information, everything that I talked about. The Mental Conditioning Gym is out in Lake Success, Long Island. We're looking for people to come in there and train with us. All of these, the Couples Night of Love, we're doing that probably in February. So all of these events that we're doing, go to that website. You can buy the book from that website and just tell us what you need. You want me to come out to the church? I do a lot of speaking with the youth. You want me to come out there and speak to the youth? I'm there. Training is my business, and that's what I love to do. Life is always going to have resistance. Anytime you think that you can go through life without resistance, not only are you going to get knocked out, you're going to not be able to get up. So you have to be able to withstand the resistance and keep going through the storms of life. I want to say what's up to everybody out there who's looking for mental clarity in their lives. Come and see us. This is something that's really, really important to me, and I want to really, really also be clear that, you know, when we're talking about mental health, it's not that you have any sickness or illness. It's just like getting in better physical conditioning. You want to build those muscles to be able to get stronger.
So before I start, my name is Sharon Lee. I'm a publicity strategist. I'm Elliot's publicist, and I am excited to help him launch his second book, 12 Rounds, Mental Conditioning, Us versus Life, the Big Fight. Let's give him a round of applause.
What round are you in? In our lives, we go through so many different phases, and then it's reflected in the 12 rounds of this book. As I look out there, there's so many people who I call my trainers, and they've contributed so much to me being able to stand up here, and I'm so proud that they are here today. When people come to my gym and we train over 4 principles. Try to let people understand that we don't come to the gym, I don't give my opinions, but we train over 4 principles. If you understand these principles, it's the principles to life. Those principles are self-evaluation, decision-making, big picture, and stay in the course. If you understand those 4 things, to me it's like a math equation. When you have a math formula, it's easy when you only have 2 numbers. But life will deal us a hell of a lot more numbers than that. And those of us that can train our mind to put hundreds of numbers into that theory and understand how to train against that, I promise you, you'll be wearing that title down there that says Championship Mindset. My name is Elliot, and thank you guys for coming.
My name is Jeff Madry. Professionally, I'm known as Chief Madry, the Chief of Department for the NYPD. And I'm here for a book signing by an incredibly young, talented writer. I'm here to support him. When you talk about boxing, how boxing and life relate, again, boxing is about discipline. Boxing is about commitment, and that's what life is too. If you want to achieve things in life, there has to be a certain amount of discipline and a certain amount of commitment. And it's amazing when you really, and I haven't got a chance to read Detective Allen's book, Elliot's book, but it's about, you know, mental conditioning. He uses boxing a lot with his analogies and stuff and how you need to prepare. And again, he's talking about boxing, but it's just a microcosm. He's referring to life and how, you know, you have to be prepared and how you have to do certain things to get ready to go to the next level. The ups and the downs have prepared me for where I'm at right now, where I plan on going, you know. I've had plenty of success. I've had my failures, and I had to learn how to get up and bounce back from failures. I had to learn how to make adversity my ally instead of my enemy. So that's what it always was for me, and like, this is why I can't wait to read this book and see what's in store, because I know it's going to help me prepare for the next level. I want to say what's up to my good friend and the author of this book, Detective Elliot Allen. I'm glad I'm out here to support him. I can't wait to read this book. Thank you.
I would say formulating the big picture. Formulating the big picture is important to me personally, because the victory is good, but the destination to the victory for me is better. I like planning and dreaming ideas and making them become fruitful. So sometimes what I've noticed in my life, even when I got to the victory lap, the best part was the formulation of the idea and putting these things in place and putting these little pieces of the puzzle in place to get to the destination. Sometimes the destination is, the feeling of the destination and getting to the victory lap is great, but it's those steps during the process that makes it worth living for and worth, like, that's when you see it, that's when you see tears come out of a champion's eye, when he starts thinking about the steps moving forward towards that victory.
Hey, I'm so incredibly proud of him because he walks the walk. He's not one of these guys who just talks the talk and expects you to act the way he says to. He's really about being better for one another and making this world a better place to live in. So when we talk about boxing, when we talk about sporting in general, one metaphor that really comes to mind, and it's so true, it's about the hits that you can take and keep going. It's not about how many times you get knocked down. It truly is about how many times you can get back up and keep fighting for what you believe in, overcoming those challenges. And it's everything I know Elliot put in his book. It's everything Elliot lives by. And again, it's boxing is just one of those perfect examples of knowing that your limitations are all in here.
Prior to coming here, I had no knowledge of the work that he's doing, nor this book. But in listening to him and hearing what he was talking about with regards to this book, it definitely captivated me. It caught my interest, and that's why I purchased the book, to support what he's doing and the whole movement.
I saw a chapter, it might be round 6, I'm not sure, but it was about thinking during the match. I think that's so important, like just to be able to like improvise, like while all these things are going on, to be able to like process it and thrive and deal with it. You know, you could expect that you're going to have a certain day, but then it doesn't go the way you expected. So you have, you know, you might be dealing with difficult people or whatever the case may be, but you know, you have to deal with it, and you know, you got to keep you know, thinking, and you know, you got to be able to almost like improvise. I think all of us could dig down deep and get something from this book.
It's important for me to get a copy of this book today because I feel like mental health in our community is a very important thing, and if there's any way that we can get a little bit of guidance on how to best acknowledge and deal with and cope with the things in our society today, I feel like it's very important for us to get those steps. Like in life, there are everyday obstacles that are unexpected and can get in our way, but it's important for us to acknowledge these obstacles, get back up and try again, and move forward past them. I would 100% recommend everyone get this book.
You know, you get knocked down, the best option is, the only option you got is to get up. Is to get up and do it all over again, and then just try to be a better person at it. Sometimes when you got to just switch up everything on life, because you think it's supposed to go the right way, and then you got to go left, you got to go right, you got to go left. So sometimes you just got to just switch it all up, you know. But you got to get back up and just try again, you know.
This quiet young man got up and did the most phenomenal thing, just hit the road running with mental conditioning, movement, language, mindset, and mentality. And he never stopped. He continued every single Monday. And he said it's for 10 years. I think it's more than that, but it could be for 10 years, yes. Yeah, it had to be 10 years because it's 2024. He's never missed a Monday. He stayed grounded. And so to me, he earns my utmost respect, because that's what I call mental conditioning, not by words, but by action. I remember it was rain, snow, sleet, shine, not feeling well, going on vacation, never missed his promise to his audience that he will be on Mondays.
It's very insightful. I've had many conversations with him, and I think he's very thoughtful, and I like his ideas, so I'm excited to read the book.
Very nice person. Elliot, from the time I met him, it's always, like, the conversations are always great. It's great to talk to him. You could sit there for hours. You can learn a lot from him. I don't know what to expect, but I do know that when I read it, I will be happy to read it, and I know I will come out of it a little more knowledgeable.
Look, life comes at you in a myriad of ways, and it's all about adapting and overcoming. I think I believe these are one of the main points that I'm sure he'll speak to in his book, and I'm looking forward to, where you have to adjust, you know, just like in a boxing ring, and the techniques to adapt towards your opponent, so you can overcome certain adversities as they come through, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to his book, and just here to show my support for him.
My name is Joanne Torres Robinson, and I'm here to support Elliot in his amazing book. I've heard that it's very inspirational, very therapeutic, so I'm here to actually support everything and anything that he has.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to come across obstacles every day. It's just like when you get a cut, it's an obstacle. You got to fight through it, you know? It's not going to be the only obstacle. There's going to be more obstacles, just like those punches coming at you. So that's going to happen every day. So you just got to keep pushing through and keep fighting.
My name is Ronald Montes. I purchased 2 books today. And me and Elliot, we work together. We worked together for the past 9 months. I mean, it's very interesting. That's why I'm making sure that I read the book as quick as I can. I couldn't wait for this to happen, to be quite honest, because like you just said, this is the first time that I actually purchase a book and choose to read it, and it's from somebody that I know.
My name is Michelle Allen. I am the wife and the wife-ager of Elliot Allen, the author of 12 Rounds of Mental Conditioning. Life is going to life. You know, that's the new thing, right? We say life is life-in, and life be really life-in. I can even say personally in our family, we've been through a lot the last few years with just parents losing parents. The kids are growing up, they're going to college, graduating, going into high school. Like, life is going to hit you all types of blows. It's not going to be one blow. Sometimes it's multiple blows at a time. So when you can kind of prepare yourself, it's okay to feel for that moment. But you're like, you know what? I got to get out of this. We got to do something different and move on and keep pushing through. And when you have those tools with you and you go through the book and you review them, like, okay, this is what I need to do. I just needed a reminder. This is what I needed to do. So it's really good. You need it. Life is just going life.